Well, I knew it was going to be a problem. It's 8:15. They just started unloading me around 8 o'clock. Which means I may not be able to pick up my load tomorrow. I'm definitely not going to be able to pick it up tonight. So I may not even get home tomorrow. I may not get home this weekend at all. I don't know. So yeah, my whole weekend's screwed up now. I understand shit happens, blah blah blah. And I'm cool with that. Sorta. But yeah, anyways. I had a comment on the last video. Dude called me a Karen because of my book that I had for my dispatcher. I cleaned it up a little bit. This is what I get. They asked me what my truck number is, right? It's in my name. I don't get it, you know? Truck 1141, Kano. I guess they don't know how to read. They're always asking me that. And I know they can see it at the other end because I can see theirs. But whatever. 1141. So yeah, they started unloading me. Okay, just after I sent the message to the temporary dispatcher. So they just started unloading me probably closer to like 7:40. I don't know. They might have took the first couple pallets off around 7:30. But the broker said the other place is open till 9. Well, they're like an hour away, and I'm still not unloaded. Viber sends me spam. Shop at Walmart for bras or whatever. Like I need that. So here's the group chat thingy, and it automatically tells me, like this guy, he's got his truck number there, so I know what his truck number is. I don't know why they keep asking me for my truck number. You know, but whatever. Part of the problem is the dispatch is in another country. So, even though these dispatchers seem to be up to speed, up to snuff, I guess, maybe, on what we do here in the U.S., there is, there is sort of a language barrier, but there's a culture barrier. There's a how we do things in the U.S. barrier. Let me see if I can go back to that comment. Here it is. I don't know what CTFU means. Also, CTFU, redoing that whole book you wrote your dispatcher as a company man. CTFU. I don't know what CTFU stands for. Man, oh man. Male Karen for sure. Maybe. I mean, I was raised by a single mom, sorta. So, you know, I'm kind of red pill, black pill. So, I'm trying to break away from some of that bull crap that I was brought up with feminism and all that horse shit. But, you know, a lot of that's programmed into me, and so I'm trying to reprogram myself, unbrainwash myself, be more in my masculine. But my note, my memo, whatever, I'm just trying to cut to the chase and give them, you know, an idea of who I am, how I run, how I operate, what they can expect from me. Kind of like a cover letter on an application or a resume. And yeah, I'm a company driver, but I've been out here for over 20 years. I think I have some grounds to not be treated like a slave. You know, I can make some demands. I also know I have to be flexible because I am a company driver. It is their truck, it is their rules for the most part, but they need me just as much as I need them. So it's all about finding a win-win solution. And yeah, I understand. I got room for improvement. I'm not going to be a narcissist, if you will, and think I'm perfect. But I don't know. When I said something to my company about the book or the memo, they thought it was a good idea. So that's why I'm going to keep it. But I did take what he said into consideration. I went in and made a few modifications, took a couple things out. I liked most of it, so I left most of it in, but I did shorten it a little bit. I do tend to talk too much. I got Mercury in Virgo, not Aries, or not Taurus. Mercury in Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are short, direct, and to the point. But they're not always on point. See, I tend to talk too much, but I tend to be more on point because I'm trying to clarify what I say so people have an understanding of where I'm coming from. And if I just say short and to the point, blah, 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 they may not get the point. So you got to clarify the point. And then they have no excuse to say, well, I didn't understand the point because you didn't clarify the point. Oh, I made the point very clear. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not perfect. I got room for improvement. We all do. I kind of like your channel, bro, but you're like one of those conspiracy theorists. Hey, it is what it is. But a lot of all the shit that I've been talking about has come true. So that's why I'm still a conspiracy theorist. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been preaching about the RFID chip and the crap that goes along with that since 2007. We've been talking about digital currency. They're trying to force us to go digital so that they can control us more. What do you think they're doing now? Exactly that. India. They try to force that on India. They try to force the Indian people to use the government's digital currency, and it backfired on them. They got rid of paper money and tried to force them to go digital. They all went to Bitcoin instead of going to the government-issued digital currency. And then the government freaked out. It was like, oh, crap. No, that's not what we wanted. And so they reissued paper money, and because it backfired on them. But they're trying to force us to go digital. They can control us more if they go digital. if they can force us to go digital. That's why I don't have a lot, but I try to buy gold and silver. I try to buy renewable assets like land. But, they can take that away too, because at least the land, because if they go digital and you have no digital currency to pay your taxes, then they can take your land. So there's a lot of problems, and I'm not just a conspiracy theorist. I actually try to find solutions to the problems and try to advocate the solutions for the problems. See, the government, this is the problem with the government and the medical industry and other businesses as well, but it's becoming a more and more bigger issue. But never let a good crisis go to waste, right? So they either manufacture a crisis, or if there's already one that they don't need to manufacture, they take advantage of it. And then, so it's like create a problem or find a problem, create a solution for that problem, which puts more and more money and power into your hands. But you got to make sure that problem or that solution has problems, so you can keep advocating more solutions to said problem. So they keep creating problems. Well, the problem is basically just a growing problem. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And so then we keep coming to them for solutions. Therefore, they keep giving us answers. We keep giving them more money and power to give us more solutions. And we need to basically take the power back. And we need to keep our money. And we need to come together as a community, as a society, as people, as we the people, and solve the problems ourselves instead of relying on Big Brother to do it for us. And yeah, I think, we need, well, I don't know that we need a government, but I think some government is good. Some government is needed. But we have way too much government. Our government's way too big, way too powerful. We have too much government overreach. We are trying to police the world. We keep it up, we're going to fall like Rome and Nazi Germany and communist Russia. Basically, we're about to fall. And they say, now this is a conspiracy theory, but they say China is going to be the next world order. We're losing our power because we're policing the world. And we're going to basically end up turning ourselves into a second or third world country if we're not careful. And it's not us, it's our government. If it was left up to the people, we'd do things differently, I'm sure. But, and I don't even think we really have the power to vote. They say, oh, you have the power, vote. I don't know about that. Not anymore. Maybe we used to, but, I still vote, sorta. Some of my conspiracy theorist friends say that I'm part of the problem because I do still vote. But I vote on the things that I think are important to vote on. I really don't think my vote counts. But, there's a 50-50 chance, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, I may be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm not one of those people that hide under the rock and cry about things. I actually try to do something about it. So, but again, I'm not perfect. We all have room for improvements. And percentage pay, I'm not opposed to percentage pay. Basically, as long as I make a decent paycheck and I get some decent home time, I'm happy. That's pretty much it. I don't really care what I do. Like I said, I prefer tankers. I used to do, what was it? Cargo Master Crane. It was in a dry van, but it was a crane on the inside of the dry van. And I really enjoyed that job. Basically, what we did was we hauled a specialized product out. And then sometimes we get a backhaul. Sometimes we deadhead, depending on where we were going, where we were coming from, blah, blah, blah. But I really enjoyed doing that. most of the time I was hauling elevators for like Kone, Otis elevators, stuff like that, and they really liked me. I was one of, probably not the favorite, but I was one of the favorite drivers when it came to the crews. The crews loved me because I did a really good job with the crane and unloading and stuff like that. So they liked me. Um, I'm not balls to the walls trucker. I'm not a super trucker. I used to pump out some miles. In fact, whenever I was with that company doing the cranes or whatever, cargo master crane, I screwed up and I delivered in Toronto, Ontario, because I was a Canadian driver at that point, and because nobody could either go to Canada or wanted to go to Canada, and this is right after September 11th, right? So things were kind of rough. Man, now they're really unloading me. They're almost done, I think, because it feels like they're in the nose. So my truck got searched a lot, and they gave me crap. I had a Kansas license at the time, so my last name's like O'Doherty, and so they didn't put an apostrophe. They put a space, and so the Canucks were like, "What's the at the border?" They're like, "What's the O stand for, Osama?" And I was like, "Yeah, right." But then again, I did have a King Tut goatee at the time, and I could have probably passed for a Muslim. So I don't know, maybe. Maybe it could have. I don't know. But anyway, oh yeah. Sorry, I tend to get off track. I'm a little ADD. So, I delivered, I think, on a Thursday. Yeah, I delivered on Wednesday morning, and in Toronto, and I had to deliver in Edmonton, my next load. And so they asked me when I could get there, and I told them Friday morning. And I really thought I could make it, right? Because I looked at not the Canadian map. I looked at the Providence maps, and like the state maps, the Providence maps. I was looking at Ontario, and it didn't look very big. And I hadn't run coast to coast Canada like that yet. So I looked at Ontario map, calculated the miles, looked at Manitoba, Saskatchewan. I was like, oh yeah, I can make it in 2 days. So I'm driving through Ontario, and I'm still driving through Ontario, and I'm still driving through Ontario, and then I'm still driving through Ontario. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I should be in Manitoba by now. So I'm driving some more, and I'm driving some more, and I'm driving some more, and I still don't make it to Manitoba. I'm like, what in the world? So I pull over, I get my map out. I'm exhausted by now. I'm looking at the map, like I don't get it. And so then I turn to the Canadian map, the full Canadian map, and I realize there's like half of Ontario missing on the Ontario map. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, all right, well, I told him I'm going to make it there by Friday. I'm going to try to make it there by Friday, right? I made it. It's like 22, 23, 2,400 miles. I don't even know. But I made it. I didn't get much sleep, but I made it. Of course, I had to doctor my logbook. That was back in paper logs days. And we had to keep track of our mileage back then, too, so I had to doctor that. And by the time I got back to the U.S., I fixed it so that it looked like I got a load back to L.A. I ended up getting a load of peat moss going down to... No, was it peat moss? I don't know. I ended up getting a load down to the U.S. so that I could fix my logbook. Because once I got to the U.S., I didn't have to keep track of my miles anymore, or my mileage anymore. So when I got back to the U.S., I really fixed it and made it look like it was all good. I think that was the hardest I ran. I don't like to run like that, So if I got a fast truck, I can run a little harder. Like the last company, I had an 85-mile-an-hour truck, so I can book it. But these guys, I got a 70 mile an hour truck, so. But most places you can do 70, 65, 70. So it's not a problem. I haven't been back to Canada since they changed the speed limit. Now trucks have to be governed at 65 in order to go to Canada. So I haven't been back since they did that. But I'm not in a hurry to cross the border anytime soon. Anyhow. So that's that. I'm not sure what else I was gonna say, but yeah. So I'm definitely not gonna make my pickup. I'm definitely not gonna get home tomorrow morning. I'm probably not gonna get my 2 days off. So yeah, I pretty much called that. I called the brokers. They didn't answer. They didn't respond. Oh, where is she? Here she is. So this lady did contact me about my issue with my dispatcher, and so I talked to her about it, and she's gonna look into it. So yeah, I am a company driver, and I do gotta follow some rules, but it doesn't mean I have to be, their little bitch and be a little beta and be at their beck and call and let them push me around and stick me up the butt. So I definitely don't do that. So I also try not to get too hostile. I've been with really shitty companies where I got hostile with them and I basically burned the bridge. But the bridge was worth burning too, probably, so it didn't really matter. Like Warner, for example, I worked there for 2 weeks. That was a horrible place to work. And then one tanker outfit, we're talking about tankers a little bit there. What was the name of the company? Win? Yeah, Win. There's two companies. They almost look alike. Win and Wayne. I never worked for Wayne, but I worked for Win. And they paid pretty good. I didn't really mind the freight or anything. Is hazmat. I did that. I've hauled some really dangerous stuff. But and that doesn't bother me. I'm not really afraid of dying per se. I'm not ready to die, but I'm not afraid of dying. So doing dangerous things doesn't scare me. I was kind of like an ice road trucker, running Canada, running the Northwest, 11 Western and stuff like that. I've been on some really treacherous, mountainous, winterous conditions. I never did drive across any lakes or oceans, so I don't know if I can officially call myself an ice road trucker because I never drove across an ocean. But I've been pretty close, so I'm like borderline was an ice road trucker. So anyhow, I've been on some pretty rough stuff, and I've hauled some pretty dangerous stuff. So I lost my train of thought again. Tankers. Oh yeah. Okay, so when I didn't have a problem with the job, but the dispatchers basically kept jacking with me. They'd screw me up on my home time. They'd send me home for a 34-hour reset in the middle of the week. Well, not during when I requested to be home. I would, maybe start to get low on hours or whatever. They'd send me home early, do a reset, and then force me to go back out. And that was nerve-wracking. But what really took the cake was when I had child support court. I'm glad I don't have to worry about that anymore. But when I had child support court, they wouldn't get me home for my child support court date. And I ended up getting a warrant for my arrest. So I ended up quitting. And I chewed their ass for that on the Qualcomm. I did everything but cuss them out, you know, and told them how worthless they were and blah, blah, blah. So I definitely burned that bridge. But I don't care, you know. They were douchebags. And so I'm not sure I really want to go back to them anyways, you know. About the only company that I regret leaving was Ericsson Transport. And the only reason I regret leaving is because the pay was good and it was a union job. But there was hostility there because they wrongfully terminated my father, and so there became bad blood between them and me. And I already hated Quality Carriers anyways. Ericsson had leased on with Quality Carriers and was an affiliate to Quality Carriers, but Ericsson Transport itself was a union company, and they still are. They're not as good as they were, but, you know, I would have been grandfathered in with the new whatever, you know, rules, regulations, standards, codes, and guidelines. But that's, I think, the only company I actually regret leaving. But if I didn't leave when I did, things would have got more hostile, probably, because I have a temper, or I used to have a temper, and I'm a lot better now, but I used to have a really bad temper, and so I knew I had to leave, otherwise I was gonna blow up. And so I what do they call it? Not cut your losses. That's probably one word. But getting out while the getting's good. You know, you see the fire coming, you run, or whatever, or put it out. I don't know. Anyways, so I saw the tornado coming and I evacuated. You know, I wasn't gonna stay there and wait out the storm. So anyways, this woman contacted me, let me know who to talk to, but I already talked to him. Yeah, I'm 90 to 95% happy with the company, HMD. But I've not really been happy with the dispatcher. And I probably should have got rid of him at the beginning of the month. But I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, you know, trying to give him a chance to prove himself, or, you know, try to find a win-win solution. But sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you got to cut your losses and go a different direction. So like I said, the company's good. I like the company. Overall, dispatchers can make or break you. But tankers, yeah. You know, I think tankers is probably the one thing I'm best at, you know. It's like the last company I worked for, people didn't want to haul a 3-compartment trailer for whatever reason, I don't know. I can unload a 3-compartment just as quick as I can unload a single. It might take me 5 minutes, 10 minutes longer, but not that much longer to make a big difference, you know. And not only that, you don't get to surge as much, you know, because you got the baffles. It's not really baffles, but, you know, it's like having a baffle. And so, in some ways, I'd rather haul a compartment trailer. I think they're done with me. Finally. And it's now almost 9 o'clock. I've been here since noon. It took them 9 hours.
I can make you go home, I can go home.
I can't go home.
Why come you can't go home?
I was supposed to pick up my next load an hour away at 9 o'clock.
At
Or
9?
Before 9.
And it's like 10 minutes to 9 now?
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
I've been here since quarter till noon.
Quarter to noon. Were you late?
Well, they said I was late, but when I picked up the load, I told them I couldn't get here till noon, 1 o'clock.
See,
They should have adjusted the load yesterday.
well, see what they should have. And when you told them that, they should have called us and told us what time you were going to get here.
Yeah.
And then they would have accepted you when you got here.
Right.
What they're on, I know. A lot of times it's brokers just lying so they can get their end of the load.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that. But a lot of times, I'll tell you what I tell other people. When you come to Martin Bower, North Little Rock, call the office before you accept the load, especially if you got something else to do. Say, is this an appointment and what time it is? We'll tell you what time the appointment is, if they have a time at all, if they're 2 days late. Sometimes they'll get a motherfucker, they're already 2 days late.
Nice.
So they know they sending you in late. They know that they're going to make you wait when you get here. So if you call us first, we'll tell you, hey, this is when it's on the schedule, this is what time. And then you can say, all right, you can make up in your mind whether you want to take it or not.
Right.
But all you got to do is call the office. We got dozens of truck drivers that do this because they got fucked this way, and this is where we help them. You call us, we'll tell you what time the load is.
But now I got your number.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Yeah, anytime that you come to North Little Rock, all you got to do is call the number, and we'll tell you all about the load we know
All right, bet.
before you take it. And then you can decide whether you want to take it after you talk to us.
There you go.
All right.
All right, thank you. Yeah. Welcome to General Freight. Like I said, I miss tankers. I really do. But I make a decent paycheck here. I could probably do better. But I'm doing all right. I did better with my first 2 dispatchers. But I'm paying my bills. I'm not in debt. You know, I'm paying my land off early. You know, I'm not desperate. I'm not struggling. I don't got a woman. It's like, and I don't want one, to be honest. I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. It's like, I don't remember where I saw this, but I saw something where somebody was saying something about women want a guy who makes 6 figures. And then a guy was like, yeah, but if you ain't got a woman, you only need 5 figures. And that's the truth. But, you know, unless you find the right woman, but good luck with that. I don't think they make those kind of women anymore, to be honest. But, oh, well, let me pull forward. Anyways, I don't want to make another hour-long video. I'm already at 30 minutes, and I'm finally empty. So, I'm going to pull forward here, slide my tandems, close my doors, and go find a place to park, because I'm not getting loaded tonight. So I'm not going home probably either. Alright, party on. Bye.